Hello. In a lot of my videos, I talk about um, the kind of spring that I put into most of my guns, and odds are the spring that I'll put into it is a Stretch Shot 52. And a lot of people don't believe that that's a good idea because, through the years of people trying to stretch out recon springs, it never works. It's become, a sign of being a very new person to modding that, oh, well, I stretched out the spring. Or when they ever say anything, I go, that doesn't work. That's not really innovative. You're really it's really a temporary boost only, and that's pretty much true. I mean, those springs they're at their max level already. But what I discovered is that there's an aftermarket spring. I think this is Stretch 52. It could either be a Stretch 52 or a Knife Hunter spring. I think this might be a Knife Hunter spring because I've used almost all of my 52s already. I don't really have a very good one to use for comparison, but 52 will essentially look like a Knife Hunter spring. It is pretty much just as springy, just as just the same. It's almost the same as a Knife Hunter spring. You could probably shove one of these into a knife finder, and it would look exactly the same. But there's a little bit of a difference. The biggest difference is the metal. If you look at the average knife hunter spring, you'll notice, well, this is a really really shiny spring. It's got a lot of shine to it, and that's because it's stainless steel, which is my best guess, obviously. And these other ones, they got a much darker metal tint. They're a lot more grayer. They don't really shine. And my theory was that that was because it was made of a higher carbon metal, and thus was more malleable and easier to change its shape. So, out of the whim, it was like $1.50 at Ace Hardware. I started stretching it. I stretched it out, and I stretched it out really, really far. I kept on stretching it because it had so much give to it, and eventually it became maybe 3.5 times the length of the original size, and then I'm like, wow, we'll be able to keep any of this. I don't know if we'll go back to its original size. It seems ridiculous. So, I recompress bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, all the way up and all the way through until you get from this becomes this. Hard to get inside the whole frame right there. Yeah, it's a really long, really strong spring. It's one of the strongest I get. In fact, this one was compressed. It was stretched out too much. It's actually too big right now to fit inside of a power stock. And I have big, beefy power stocks. I can fit anything into my power stocks, except for this, recon springs, and long shot springs, and probably a bunch of other shit that I really know about. K26 would definitely fit inside there. Even though I don't really know how they work in Nova, no, it's the K26. Who gives a fuck? And this is what it becomes, and it's really, really, really strong. I mean, you can't really do a good test like that. I mean, who the fuck would believe me? But I would say that probably its strength rating, at least of this one, because it's so immensely stretched out. I mean, its highest strength rating is that it's pretty much stronger than a Big Bad Bowstring. Pretty much. I mean, it's longer than Big Bad Bowstring. It has more compression. You can compress a lot more than you can compress a Big Bad Bowstring. It's cheaper than a Big Bad Bowstring. I would consider it's like if you need a Big Bad Bowstring for something, your better idea is to use a Stretch Shot 52, which is incredible. And I still don't believe so many people give me so much crap for this. My God, they'll see online. Either people just don't care because they just write it off, or sometimes they'll just troll and they'll be like, "Stretched out spring, noob." Slash nerd rage. Yeah, it pisses me off. And in fact, I might as well try. I mean, there's a chance that this one is a Knife Hunter spring, which it looks like it probably was because it looks like I tried to stretch it out before and it didn't quite work. So I'm gonna try again, just see if it isn't an. Oh, there we go. No, this is a 52. It's getting quite a bit of stretching right there, and that's from 2 coils. Let's see if stretch the rest of it out without damaging anything, hurting my fingers somehow. Alright, almost there. Ugh. Ugh. Ouch. For the record, this still could be a Nightfinder spring, so this is so far what I'm doing so far. Get to the other side. Oh, we'll work on this side just a little bit more. I mean, I want this end bit to be straight so it works good inside of a power stock gun. Oh. Alright. Screw this. I'm getting a screwdriver. 1 second. Yeah, it's my tool chest. I'm just gonna use a scissor so I don't have to kill my fucking fingers. Alright, that's pointless. Utterly pointless. Alright. This is it pretty much completely stretched out, although I still do think that this is just a Nightfinder spring, which raises all sorts of interesting good things. To its the other pre-compressed one, you know, and this one, it's almost twice the length. So it's, you know, even if you, well, actually, a little bit longer, this like wasn't quite long enough. So now I'm just going to recompress it bit by bit by bit. Twist it around a little bit like that, just to, you know, move it back to a little bit of diameter just so that it's easier to fit into some other guns. And pretty much it. Let's see how I did compared to the other one. This one's actually a little bit lower than the other one. I mean, it needs to be put into a gun, so it gets a lot more compression. I mean, this is just brand new. It's working really well. And for reference, Recon Spring, Stretch Shot 52. It is about maybe an inch longer, maybe a little bit more. And see, can it fit inside here? I think and hope so. If it can't fit inside of there, then I won't be able to put this into a long shot, which is, hey, I can fit inside there. You can manage. You can manage it. Probably try to get the diameter down a little bit by twisting inside circles again, so that it can actually be used. I mean, if I can't put it inside of a long shot, I mean, what am I going to do with it exactly? I can't put it inside a power stock. So yeah, that went a little bit overboard. Just a little bit overboard, but that is a Stretch Shot 52 spring. You can see, I did it. It's real. It's really powerful, and that's why I put in all my guns. When they fit, obviously. Alright, that's good. End time.